Despite all of the controversy that is centered around the Game Awards, Xbox is looking to showcase something that will get Xbox fans around the world excited for what lies ahead. But let's break that all down. Up next. What up, guys? This is Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. The Game Awards has been a topic we covered here on the Level Up, and I gotta say, most of the coverage has been not ideal. But fear not, it's not all bad things stemming from this event, because we have a little update to a rumor we covered just a few days ago, and some potential big announcements. Now, Xbox themselves sent out an official Xbox newsletter where they started to invite their user base to tune in to the Game Awards. Now, this is the image making the rounds, but might I direct your attention to the very bottom of this newsletter? Quote, celebrate the best games of the year and the big winners live at the Game Awards on December 7th, along with important announcements and other Xbox news that you don't want to miss. Now, what kind of news are we talking about, Phil? The rumors have been making the rounds earlier this week that there is something here to be excited about. Last year, of course, Xbox was a glaring absence from this show, but when looking back on it just 2 months later, they kind of held their own event, and this is where they shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush, so I guess they were just kind of saving their big reveals for that showcase. Now, despite all the problems around this event, the Game Awards is a massive stage for any developer or even console maker to appear on, seeing how eyes from all around the industry are honed in on it. So, now you have your audience in front of you, Xbox. What exactly is cooking this time around? Now, by their words, this is something Xbox fans don't want to miss, which does set expectations pretty damn high if you ask me. Now, when thinking about all this, we brought up games like Perfect Dark, Indiana Jones, and even Hellblade 2 as first-party games that could, maybe, hopefully will make an appearance at this show. But let's expand our horizons just a little bit here and look at some Xbox Game Pass news. They could show off some first-party games coming to the service, but in this instance, I'm looking at some under-the-radar games like Stalker 2 and Hollow Knight Silksong. I think it goes without saying there are a lot of people that are excited about Silksong, and after event and event, this game doesn't get an update, so maybe this could be the one. And this game was originally planned for 2023, so we got a few weeks left, so maybe they can squeeze it in. But if I was a betting man, I'd say this game is coming out in 2024. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is yet another game to keep an eye on, seeing how it is yet to make its way over to Xbox. Of course, it was already sent out into the world by Larian to expect a release announcement at the Game Awards. But something I kind of held off talking about, seeing how this might be a little bit out there, is some potential Xbox hardware. Of course, through these leaked documents, we know for a fact that Xbox has been toying around with a new controller and a new mid-generation refresh for the Series X. Now, way back when we took our first look at these documents, those pictures shouldn't be taken as the final iterations for any of those devices. Out of the two pieces of hardware, I do think the console is a little bit further away, but the controller could be a nice little announcement to make on this stage. Now, first-party games could be the talk of the town here. Hellblade 2 and Avowed are two games that are aiming to release in 2024. So let's put those two games aside as more realistic announcements here, and let's get into some fun stuff. I've heard rumors that Gears 6 is in active development, and a game that was announced at that showcase earlier this year was Clockwork Revolution, which could potentially get a shock release date for 2024 as well. Now, one thing here that isn't talked about enough is the fact that yes, Activision Blizzard is now a part of Xbox. So, technically they could announce something together, maybe even that big migration over to Game Pass. The point here being is Xbox has numerous projects that span the realms of hardware, first-party games, and even third-party games. Also, let's not forget some unannounced goodies, so Xbox fans have plenty to enjoy. I also just want to put this disclaimer here that while I talked rather highly as to what could be announced here, this all could be a rather less hyped announcement as well. But I don't want to be negative here. This is something Xbox fans should be very excited about. And if you're a fan of Xbox, I highly recommend you tune into the Game Awards, just to kind of see what Xbox does have in store. But with all that being said, I'm going to pass this question off to you guys. What surprise announcements do you see showing up for Xbox? For me, I think a mix of that controller, concrete release dates for Hellblade, and maybe even Hollow Knight. That'll go a long way for Xbox fans. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.